Perfecting that thumb roll. A lot of times when people are first learning how to microblade, they are going to be practicing on a synthetic skin. And what I've noticed with my students is I often find that it is a little more difficult to master the thumb roll. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to master the thumb roll so that you can perfect your microblading strokes and create a nice curved stroke. We don't want to see those double lines. Those double lines are created when improper technique is applied. If you're new to my channel and don't know who I am, my name is Christy and I'm the owner of Boss Brows. I've been in the beauty industry for 9 years now, specializing in microblading and microblading training. This channel is all about helping people become better microblading artists, sharing my tips and tricks and business experience. So if you're a microblading artist ready to step up your brow game, make sure to hit that subscribe button down at the bottom because I come out new videos every Tuesday. So let's take a look at how to create the perfect microblading stroke. First off, when you're working on synthetic skin and you're using a U-blade, and the U-blade is the blade that's shaped like this. It's kind of like a half circle or a U. When using a U-blade, you want to make sure that you're holding the tool at a 45-degree angle. Although a U-blade has 3 areas that you can use, the side, the tip, or the other side. When you're working on synthetic skin, it's really hard to use the tip of the U-blade because you'll find it sticks. On synthetic skin, make sure that you are tilting your blade at a 45-degree angle. That way, it just glides on there. It's also important that your blade is hitting the skin or fake skin at a 90-degree angle. We don't want that tool to dip to the side. This is when we create double lines, when we allow our tool to dip to the side. Usually this happens when you're trying to create a nice curve to your stroke. So I'm gonna show you right now how to do it. The trick is all in the thumb. Okay, so when you're doing your microblading strokes on the synthetic skin, you want to make sure that you're holding the tool at a 45-degree angle. Whether you're pushing your blade to create a stroke or you're pulling your blade to create a stroke. If you're using the tip of the blade and trying to create a stroke on the synthetic skin, it's gonna skip. So it's a lot harder. Even though you can use the tip of the blade on actual real skin, when practicing on the synthetic skin, 45-degree angle. So this is what happens when people are first learning to microblade and they're trying to get a nice curve in their stroke. They start off right, and then they dip their hand and create this double line, or it may look like a really thick line. And I think it's because when we first learn how to do a microblading stroke, we're practicing on paper, and the way you would move your hand is you would tilt it. But when you're working with a blade, you don't want to create a side cut like that. A, it will damage your blade, and B, it's going to create that double line or a thick line. Like that. Instead, what you want to do is you want to implement this thumb roll. So if I'm pulling my strokes, notice how my thumb is pulling or twisting the tool towards me. So it's your thumb and your pointer finger. I kind of hold mine weird, so I use my middle finger. But you're using your thumb to pull that tool towards you. So twisting motion. So watch what happens. If I'm making a stroke, it's very subtle. But you see how it just softly twists so that you can create a nice curved stroke. Now you're not gonna have these double lines or this thick line. If I'm pushing my stroke, so let's say you are working on the left eyebrow and you are one of those people who likes to push, it's gonna be the same movement, but instead you're now twisting the opposite way. So it's more of a push in your thumb instead of a pull. So again, it's very subtle, and it should be fluid. So you don't want to come here and then all of a sudden here. That again will create a double line. It should be fluid. It's just a little twist in the thumb, okay? It's not a huge movement. So what I would do is I would practice just doing your strokes on synthetic skin and practicing that curve. And then I would practice maybe your staircases, start putting the movements together. And once you've mastered that, then you can apply it to your microblading stroke pattern and create beautiful brows.